ora, and welcome to the Snapshot News at 5, broadcasting this postcard back to the U.S. from Wellington, New Zealand. I'm Megan.
And I'm Angel.
Te ka mate aka. Tonight we find out what it's like to face the famous ka mate dance, or haka. A haka is a dance in which the whole body moves to impart meaning, and ka mate is the best known of all Maori haka. A famous chief called Te Rapahara, when pursued by his enemies, was hidden in a kumara, or sweet potato pit, by the remarkably hairy chief of a friendly tribe. The wife of the chief sat in front of the entrance to the pit, hiding him. As Te Rapahara sat in darkness, waiting for his enemies to go away, he whispered to himself, "I may die, I may die, I may live, I may live." When his pursuers had gone, he climbed from the pit and joyfully declared, "This is the hairy man who fetched the sun and caused it to shine again. One step upward, another step upward, the sun shines." This traditional dance has since passed through generations and is famously used by the national rugby team, the All Blacks, before the beginning of a game. So, what is it like to face such a performance? Let's ask our reporter KT, who is with the United States rugby team, who are just about to face the ka mate haka.
Thanks, Megan. I'm here at the U.S. versus All Blacks rugby game at the 2011 Rugby Cup. Here comes the haka now. Wow, how did that make you feel?
I am completely terrified.
It made me want to pee in my pants.
Well, how do you think this psychologically affects your players and yourself?
It scares them and me.
What about you, miss?
It's terrible. Can you see what it's doing to my psychology?
I'm sorry for your condition. So, do you think you're gonna win?
No.
Can you see what we're up against? This is crazy.
Wow, how do you feel going in to play one of the world's most dangerous games? I mean, you could possibly die.
It makes me depressed.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Well, thanks for the interviews. I should probably get off the field. The whistle is about to blow for kickoff. Oh, well, I'm KT for Snapshot News. Back to you, Angel, in the studio.
Thanks, KT, for that score of an interview. Now let's take a look at a controversial issue that has the locals divided and is annoying the good folks of Hollywood. Wellington is New Zealand's capital city and has everything you would ever want in one compact, windswept area. It's also called itself, or has been referred to as, Wellywood, on account of its modest input into the world of film. It is the home of the world-famous Weta production company, responsible for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, District 9, and Avatar, as well as upcoming features like Hobbit and Tintin. All well and good, but the question is, does the city need to celebrate its success in the world of entertainment by putting a large white Wellywood sign in the style of the world-famous Hollywood sign on one of its hillsides? Some say yes. Over 7,500 Facebook users and some Hollywood executives who say it is a breach of copyright say no. Is there a better way to promote and celebrate Wellington's international reputation and success? Or if there must be a large sign on a hillside, could it possibly say something else? To discuss these matters and some alternatives, we go now to our entertainment reporter, Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. Thank you, Angel. Today I have with me Wellington native Randy and Hollywood native Christina. So, guys, what do you think about the new Wellywood sign that they want to put up?
I think it's a great idea. To be quite frank, Hollywood is just a disgusting and utterly inhospitable place to live in. whereas Wellington is beautiful and luscious.
I believe that the Hollywood sign is a landmark to the United States of America and to California, and to duplicate it would be preposterous and appalling.
So what do you think that the people in Hollywood think about this new sign?
It's whatever.
They should too be appalled.
And what do you believe are other options for Wellington besides this Wellywood sign in order to create a more pleasant place?
I believe that they should be creative and make their own sign that's not a duplicate.
I think Hollywood should change their name because it's not cool.
And finally, what do you guys think about the new Harry Potter movie coming out?
Harry Potter is a wonderful wizard and will most likely win.
I believe that movies like The Sign should be kept in Hollywood.
I have to agree with you on there. Okay, well, that's all the time that we have, so back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Zoe. Welly, we'll just have to wait and see. And now a look at the Kiwi language. With the Rugby World Cup hosted by New Zealand in just under 100 days' time, we try to understand the mumbly, occasionally mystifying language that the locals here have created out of English. When tourists arrive in New Zealand, one of the first things they notice is that even though everybody might be speaking English, they can't understand a word the locals are saying. There's a lot of unique phrases used here in New Zealand, such as the all-purpose, sweet as, or the inexplicable chur. Along with this is an interesting vowel structure which seems to put a U into every word so that common phrases such as fish and chips, a local delicacy, becomes fush un chups. New Zealander ladies also tend to say everything with a rising intonation, even midway through a sentence, so that everything sounds like a question, which is disconcerting because tourists often try to answer what a Kiwi will be saying, even though it's not a question. Meanwhile, the New Zealand male will tend to start a sentence strongly, then trail away to a mumble after just one or two words. Add this to the inclusion of phrases incorporated from the Maori language, such as tumeke, meaning too much, or kai, meaning food, just confuses things even more. Now we head over to our language guide, Marcy, who is with a couple of Kiwis right now and is going to try to unravel what they're saying in conversation. Good day, Marcy. How are you?
Hello, and I am here interviewing, what are your names?
Well, my name is Santina Peranza, but people call me Crimson Penelope.
It's Rhea Martin. They call me Kelly, though.
Okay, well, Crimson Penelope and Kelly. I am confused about the slang a little bit. So I've heard sweet as said a lot here. So what does that mean?
Well, sweet as is a term for sweet as in New Zealand. We also use it for sweet as kiwis, sweet as pastries, and also sweet as people.
I don't use it.
Okay, well, another slang word I've heard is tiki. Now, what does that mean?
Well, we mostly use tiki for tiki tour, as in a long way around tour. So basically, I use tiki tours to, work out this lovely figure of mine.
Tiki just means long.
Okay, so to wrap it up, do you have any advice for American tourists coming to New Zealand?
If you're coming to New Zealand, look for a guy named Rob. He is really good. And also, if you're going to use the word bus, don't use it, use coach.
Sure to you, Marcy. Now we go over to Carmen and Melissa for a look at the weather we can expect up and down this fabulous, gorgeous country. What have you got for us, ladies? Rain?
Angel, or should I say cheer bro to you. Now let's have a squeeze at the weather across Adataria. Starting in the far north in Katatia, look for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, make sure you wear a hat.
In Auckland, there will be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions. But those are the conditions, and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather for the Bay Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but it's expected to be back for the weekend.
In Napier and Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We really have no idea what will happen there. In Taranaki, a mild depression brings with it a very dull day, with no highlights at all. It'll be overcast and gloomy all morning, but things should be cheering up by the evening, so don't you worry. Everything will be fine.
Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all, and conditions will be so pleasant they'll actually be extreme. In the top of the South Island, Kaikoura can always expect to have a good day, sunny and calm in the idyllic surroundings, except for tomorrow, when you can expect the worst weather you've ever seen.
A real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms, and a very, very angry snow. And in the lower south, and Dunedin will be frosty, cold, and unfriendly until late morning, when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun.
That's all from us. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Back to you fellas in the studio.
And now let's take a look at Matt, who is interviewing the inventor of the new invisibility cloak, Mariah.
Hello, I'm Matthew. I'm interviewing the inventor of an invisibility cloak named Mariah. So, what was your inspiration for this invention of yours?
Harry Potter, of course. I have Harry Potter everything. I have Harry Potter book bags, Harry Potter keychains, Harry Potter dish soap, Harry Potter chapstick, normal stuff, life-size dolls.
Okay, so what's it made of?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, what do you use it for?
Stalking people.
Could you show us how it works? And
I'm invisible.
wow, that is high tech. So that's all the time we have for.
Thank you guys, and on that note, we have to call it a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed the show.
Many thanks to each of our guests, and thank you much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Until then, I'm Megan.
And I'm Angel.
For Snapshot News at 5. Goodbye.